Okay. And we're live. Hello and welcome everybody to today's Plumbers of Data Science episode. How's it going? How are you guys doing? Today is a bit of a laid back stream. I'm currently working in the background a bit on the audio podcast, and so today I'm going to show you a bit around more like a behind the scenes of the audio podcast. What does it take to do an audio podcast? How can you set something up like this? How can you make transcriptions of a audio file or of a video file, and basically get transcriptions for free? There are transcription services or transcribing services where you can send in MP3s or where you can send in video files, and there's a very easy way to getting transcriptions of audio files or videos, which is completely free. And we're going to look at this today, and also we're going to talk a short thing about GitHub, because a few people have committed to something to GitHub and to the cookbook, and I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it, with how on which branch they work, but we're going to get into this. Okay, hi guys, hi Nick, how's it going? Oops. Yeah, for all of you who haven't or who are right now joining, today is a behind the scenes episode. We're going to look into how to create a podcast. How hard is that, and how do you create articles from that? So, hi Dragonfly. That's a topic because I'm right now working on that, and I have been asked a lot in the past days if I have not only the YouTube, if I also have an audio podcast. And not many people know this. Yeah, I do. I have an audio podcast. The problem is I was lazy and I haven't updated it in some time. And so how this works is you can go, when you go to my website, andreaskretz.com, there is a podcast option. And when you go to podcast, you can, usually I updated here the latest episode, and you can subscribe to the YouTube, and then you have a podcast archive with all the podcasts. And when you scroll further down, you have all the stations. So the YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes. That thing isn't on iTunes because iTunes doesn't. I can't get it on iTunes. Anchor, SoundCloud, which are not full episodes, Google Play, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public. So how do you actually do that? And the strategy I'm running here is I'm basically creating YouTube videos, and then I'm putting the audio from the YouTube videos up. The first streams, or the first podcast episodes I've done were I recorded stuff basically while I was traveling to work on my daily commute in the car, because it's quite boring. But the problem there was I was never. First, we never had the streaming capability, and also the sound was not very good. So what I did, I was recording with a audio recorder, and in that I had the lavalier microphone is still in the car. So on that you have a clip-on microphone, but the problem is this in-car audio is terrible. And so then I switched to this setup. So I started only with audio, and then right now what I'm doing is I'm using the YouTube videos to get the audio from the YouTube videos on the podcast, on the audio podcast. Dragonfly says, yeah, the sound was a bit off. It's because the in car is super hard to manage. This microphone is a dynamic microphone, so it doesn't pick that much up from the environment. But these clip-on microphones, they're usually like they record from every direction, and so it's terrible. This is within car. I had a lot of problems. So right now, if you look at the podcast, I'm having the podcast on Anchor. So I'm using Anchor because Anchor is free. You can just download your episodes there, and yeah, they make it available. And so what they did is they have it available right now. They're putting it also on Spotify, which is super good because let me just check the dashboard here. So right now I have, as you can see here, people in this week have been listening, although over 600 listens, although I never even yeah, Anchor is free, and so I want to put more on this thing here. The problem is, okay, this is what I wanted to show you as well. So 41% listen on Anchor and 30% on Spotify. So almost the most people are listening on Spotify. A lot of US, not so much India, and then goes down. The problem is the episodes here, I have stopped here with episode 45. And right now with this podcast, we're on, which one is this? 84. So I need to upload 39 episodes, which is it's fun. I can show you how this is, how I do this. What was that? Okay, that was also the dashboard. So what you have with Anchor, you get your own let's say website, and there people can listen. You have a URL. For me, it's I started with this with Andreas K because that was a username I figured out that was okay. And so how do you get stuff on here? The first thing is, what you need to do is you need to create audio from your videos. So what I have done is, when you go on, you can do two things. What I'm doing right now is I'm streaming to YouTube, and YouTube is saving this thing. I'm also always recording the stuff directly here on my PC, because that has a better video quality than the streamed stuff. And so if I need something, but actually what you can do is you can go then into your YouTube, and you can, for instance, here, and so say download, sorry, this is in German, download MP4, and then you get the MP4 files. And so I have downloaded or copied over all the MP4s. It's usually around a gigabyte or 600 megabytes. And then you have the MP4s. Now the thing is, how do you go from here to an audio file? And this is this is a super simple and a very cool part. So let's say you're going here, you're having the last one, the one from OLX. It's incomplete, my recording, because usually, as always, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to start the recording here. So you're having the YouTube thing here. Let me just bring it up the right. So you have the recording with the audio, and what you do is there's Audacity. It's a free audio file, audio mixer, audio recorder. So I could also record the audio from this microphone. No, yeah, from this microphone there, or from any microphone there. And what you do is you go in and, and you just drop this here. And then this thing imports. Dip, 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 dip. Come on. Problem is this MacBook isn't the fastest thing ever. So come on. Well, this one takes a bit. Then you have the audio here. You can go here. Okay, and well, this is somehow I cannot switch it to the fitting audio device so you can hear it better. So then you have the audio here, and what you do is you go and, okay, you can't see this, and you go and say where is it? You go and say file and export to, or something like this. Why does it show me activity monitor here? Is this stupid? Audacity, it says file, save other, say export as MP3. And what you're ending up there with then is you are going to have MP3 files. And with that MP3 file, you're going to Anchor and you say new episode. And you can either record here, or you can just say, okay, I'm taking 46. Come on. Putting it here. Then it uploads. Boom. How do I play the music? Right now I'm not... you mean the thing that I'm right now not doing, not playing? Because right now I at some point I've changed the computers, and right now I don't have the intro music. I can show you this on this thing here. Oh yes, it's very easy. I'm using OBS to record, and so when you have I have one scene that is called intro, and okay, you cannot see the sound is not running. It just scenes, sources, intro music. Okay, it's yeah. And so you just play this now. So this is basically you create a scene and insert a file, and then you can, in OBS, when you go to the scene, you have the audio. You can do this when you start or when you don't start. Yeah, and when I switch to the dedicated streaming PC, I haven't transferred this over, because right now I'm using a split setup. The audio and the video and the storage, the recording, that's not done on this computer. That's not done on my MacBook. That's done on the computer that is right here. And that's why when I'm looking at the chat, I'm looking down here. This is where you are, and this is where everything else is. Yeah, so then you have the thing here, and you say save episode. Do I want to do this? Save episode. And then you have can title, description, when you want to publish it, and then you say it's season and episode. And that's it, more or less. And then you can publish it, and what Anchor is doing, they store it on their servers, and you have this. You can see this on my webpage here for iTunes. So what Anchor does, they have an RSS feed, and this is my RSS feed from my podcast, and basically every provider can use this feed to actually use use the audio from the Anchor service. The problem is with iTunes, they don't let Anchor on. Just a second, I need to check something. They don't let Anchor on because, oh man, just 1 sec. I just need 1 second because our baby is crying. Okay. I hope that problem is solved. Where was I? I have totally forgotten. What was I talking about? The RSS feed. Yeah, somehow Anchor is not. iTunes doesn't let Anchor stuff on. I don't know. And this is basically what I need to do now for all the episodes. And I started yesterday, so I'm at 58 right now. But then I need to upload all this stuff, and then I need to, basically update this webpage as well. So this is a lot of work. That's super fun. Yeah. What I'm looking at in the future, for all you guys who joined the Patreon, I want to use the Patreon money to start the podcast on Podbean. Podbean is quite good, but it's not free, and the pricing is something like $9 a month, and yeah, when you buy the whole year, and with that, this is messed up. Okay, with that you have unlimited space and bandwidth, and this Podbean can get to iTunes. So this then will be, I'm going to stay with Anchor, but this then will be, will also have the option or the possibility that I can get to iTunes and they can help me get on iTunes. Yeah. Anchor has, by the way, Anchor has been bought by Spotify. So this is right now, this is a Spotify. Oh, it's too wide. Anchor is a Spotify company. They have been bought last month or 2 months before. Yeah, that's fun. And it's easy. What I sometimes do, if I like the sound, you can do some equalizing. If it's on this monitor, it doesn't work here. Effects, equalization. Yeah, I need to select something. What I sometimes do, I have found on the internet, a good way to equalize your podcast is you make a 3 dB bump from 100 to about 400, or we ramp up from until 150, and then you're increasing until 400 4000, and then so something like this, and that sounds quite good. I like that. Because usually the next thing would be then is not only do the audio from the YouTube, the next thing would be also record MP3 on the separate PC, because the quality of the mic is actually better than what you're hearing, because OBS doesn't record with the full bandwidth that is possible. Okay. Any more interest in podcast? What you need to set up? If Dragonfly says he wants to start his own, do you have some questions that you might think that can help or can get you started before we move into transcription of videos? Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Cool. I want to keep this stream a bit tidy, because I need to have a lot of stuff to do today now. So the next thing is that I started this back when I was using the audio from the car. I had in the evenings or in the mornings more time to actually create posts or articles from my MP3s. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to transcribe your audio yourself. So you're typing the stuff or you send it somewhere and it costs you every minute or every second costs you X amount of money. And so what I have found out, or what I have read and then found out that it works quite good, reasonably good, is you get transcriptions from YouTube for free. So if you go to your YouTube and everything you upload there, you can go to subtitles. And what YouTube does is why doesn't it check that English should be standard? What it does is it creates automatic subtitles for every video you put up. Sometimes the only thing that is a bit problematic is when you when the speech starts and you're having music playing over the speech in the first few seconds. Then sometimes it doesn't it cannot find the beginning, and it doesn't create the transcriptions. So what you can do here is you can go over here, and then you have all the, I don't know if you can see this, you have all the transcriptions, and you can download this as a file that looks like this. So you have a timestamp, and then you have what you said. It's sometimes depending on the actual topic, which if you have a complex topic or a very technical topic, of course this is a bit of a hit and miss, but usually it's quite good. So what you end up with this, and what I do is I copy everything, and then it's super easy. and a bit stupid, I use Excel. So what I'm doing is I'm opening Excel and I do just a second, bring this up here. And I open a new sheet. And then in the first thing here, I post it. Boom. And what I then do, then I have everything in here. And then what I do is I mark the first, the column and I say filter. And then what I do is I filter for blanks. Boom. And then I go over here and I delete all the blanks. Come on. And then I end up with something like this. So I don't have blanks in here. And then the next thing is I'm filtering. So I don't select anything. I select choose begins with 0. And then I have all the time stamps. So you delete all the timestamps. Delete the rows. Boom. Then you just have the text. Sometimes if you have longer, then they start with a 1. So you do the same again. Filter. Where's the mouse? Filter. Here. Begins with. Okay. And then you have all the rows, you delete them. And what you're ending up with is just the text. The only a bit bad thing is here that you have a lot of lines. So what you can do here now is, for instance, take this, go into something like medium, and just take this down here. Cleaning an Excel masterclass, yeah. As I said, it's dumb. Why I'm not logged in here with Medium or any other text tool. What you can do is, for instance, you go LaTeX. Go LaTeX, just post it in, boom, and then you have everything here, and then you just create the stuff. And you usually you don't do a whole podcast here. You take a snippet of the podcast and then you have it transcribed. You create the article and boom. And so basically every article here. Let me just go onto my LinkedIn. Where's my profile? So every article here, that's more or less a transcription of the stuff that I have been talking on the podcast. So that was just taking the audio. Sometimes the thing when you're starting with audio, you need to go into something like iMovie and maybe I have something still uploaded there, and I can show you. Just a second. Because then you need to create a video file. Now YouTube doesn't work with audio files. And so maybe I have still one of these examples online that I can show you. Let me just look for it. I can't show you everything because I have some private stuff on there. Yeah, something like, I think something like this. Something like this here. Can we find this one here? Data learning talent stacks. Doesn't matter. So this one, for instance, here, I think this has only video. Yeah, this is just you go into iMovie and you just do a picture or put in the picture of the video and then the audio, and then let the picture stand for the whole video. And then what you get is, then you get the subtitles for that. And so hello, and what did I say there at the beginning? Hello and welcome to today's episode of Plumbers of Data Science. Today I want to talk about distributed processing and basically why this is so important. Like, why do you need this in? Is this something you will have in the future, or is this totally out of reach for you? I will go over topics like distributed analytics. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's how this works. And then you can create articles. The thing, it took me, every article takes about, with the thumbnail, and then you need to set it up, that takes about 2 hours or around that. So I don't know when I should do this. Yeah, but it's the YouTube transcriptions. That's super interesting. Okay, that's it. There was a question from Dragonfly, a longer one. By the way, I need to give a presentation on 30 Lambda architecture. 30 Lambda architecture to business people. Oh, okay. The business people. Just type any advice. Perhaps this could wait after this GitHub part. Okay, let's do this. Let's just quickly go into this. The thing is, but with every presentation that you do, and I can't give you any specifics that what you should present to, if it's CEOs types and something. You're already on the right track. They're not techies, and you should think about, in every presentation or everything or every presentation, you should think about the target audience, or the audience who is there and who is listening to your stuff and watching you. And so think about 30 minutes. Oh no, it's 30 people. Figure out how many minutes you have, and figure out and try to figure out what are they interested in. So what's important for them? What might be important? It's 30 minutes. That's max. Yeah, okay. It's then maybe yeah. Try to figure out what they want. They are not interested in the absolute technical stuff. They're interested in money, and how can you use that, and where's the benefit from that stuff. So that would be something I would look into, and I would try to figure out. Try to figure out the audience, but 30 minutes for this kind of management about lambda functions, or no, not lambda functions, lambda architecture. I was misreading this. Okay, then you have then yeah, try to, you can do some examples, or let's say I would maybe start with the problems that you want to solve and that you cannot solve typically, and then with the problems, and then how you can solve these problems with the lambda architecture, and basically how I would go into what is streaming, what is the batch part, and try to figure out how much money this costs and how much value this brings, and maybe a few examples, and I think then you're golden. Don't go into so much detail. Nick says, so use marketing terms for that, with some marketing slides. Play the game with the rules. Yeah. The thing is, a couple of slides. Yeah, 30 minutes is hard. I mean, it depends on how many actual use or examples you have, use cases you have, where this stuff makes sense. But it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. Great. So you were already on the right track. That's good. That's good. Let me know, or let us know how that went. When you did the presentation, or if they already, and at first slide, in the first 2 minutes, they bombarded you with questions and haven't listened to your stuff that you have prepared. This can also happen. Okay, so quickly, the next part. Yeah, I know this from experience. So the third part is the cookbook, and I have a question, guys, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm doing it the wrong way, or if I'm thinking it the wrong way, or yeah. So the thing is, you have the cookbook here, and it's the whole LaTeX. Okay, we don't see it. Sorry. So you have the cookbook here, and you have the whole thing, the whole LaTeX thing, all the files. You have the text file, and you have I have also uploaded here the preview maker, which basically where you can select a few slides and create a PDF from these slides, pages, and you can create, for instance, here I have created pages 2 to 5. I think that was the table of contents, and then you can create a PDF from it. But here I this stuff lies on the master branch, and the thing is, when people do pull requests, so they change something and they do a pull request, they make it on the master branch. So they want to change it on the master branch. So how I how I usually work is, the master branch is the current branch, and the master branch is the one that is not getting touched. And then you have, for instance, a release branch, and this is then the newest release, and so you do all the changes on the release. So everybody works on the release. The master is always always basically the newest, or the current version. It stays clean, and you do only on a second or a third branch you're doing the changes, and then at some point you merge the release into the master, so it becomes the new master, and you either let it here if you want. For instance, the Spark GitHub, they have all the versions as branches, and they leave them so you can pick up on some branches and do your own stuff. But my first impression was to do it here exactly the same, that I have the master branch, and this one is always the newest, and while I'm working in the background, I'm working on the release, like the 1.2 release, and at some point when I feel comfortable, I'm releasing I'm merging the 1.2 release with the master. And so here comes the problem. When I'm doing a bit of a bigger change, people are changing stuff on the master, so they are doing pull requests on the master. And when I change on the master and I change the same thing on the release, then stuff gets mixed up, and I need to go in manually and I fix the problems manually, which is horrible. I mean, am I doing it wrong? Should I do it here differently, that I'm only doing the master? I'm absolutely not sure, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I can. I mean, I can say in the README here, I can see how to use. No. I can change here in the release. I can change it so that. Okay, this is not even committed here. That I can do. I can mention here. Please only use the. Never use or make changes to the master branch. Only make changes to the next branch, to the new branch. But I'm not 100% sure. What do you guys mean? What do you guys think? What's the best way here? Should we just work on the master branch, just do one branch, or is that okay? I don't know. Everybody screams here. Yeah. Yeah. So that Dragonfly agrees with me that, because this is so basically no. I don't know if I can allow this or disallow this somehow, or I need to do it in the description that I say only make changes to the release. Leave a giant post that warn. But where? I mean, I can do this here in the. I can do this here. Join writing, or how to contribute. Yeah, you can. There are already 2 pull requests waiting here, and I'm guessing, yeah, they want to merge again with the master, and they are ignoring basically my other branch, and so this, yeah, this is not so much fun. Because I don't want to have the problem that somebody or I'm doing an error and I'm messing up the master. Yeah. Yeah, I need to describe. I think I already did it, but I didn't. I had it here. Please pull only the newest release, release dash x.x branch. This way we keep the master branch clean and I don't have to mess around solving conflicts. This would be something. Let me just. I also I updated some. I put in some links in the basic section yesterday. Let me just commit this to the 1.2. That's not Adam. This is the This is the GitHub desktop software. That's also not the editor. What you can do here is you can. I'm not using this. I'm basically using the LaTeX thing. This is just for managing the releases, so you can pull stuff and push stuff. You can also use an external editor like Atom, and you can then what has happened? And then you can modify the stuff. The thing is, for LaTeX, this is not the optimal thing. For LaTeX, it's better to use something like how's it, text shop or something. But you can use that. Yeah. This is the standard client for GitHub from their webpage. Pradama asks, do you have a Discord group? Yes, but I have to admit I'm not really using it, because I think Nick has already also found it on Patreon. At some point, I thought it was a good idea to go to Patreon, and it includes a Discord reward. So if you go there and support, I'm not sure how to go there actually. Where's the Discord? I have it on my phone, but so let me just get my phone here. With that, I have a. Let me just see if you can see this. With that, okay, now it doesn't focus because I. God damn it. Okay. Does that work? Why doesn't that work? So you have a Discord with a few channels. One channel is even open. I think that's it's called Data Science Chat. It's a Plumbers of Data Science is the Discord server, and the Data Science Chat, that one is open. So basically, you can send people, or you can invite people there to talk. The other ones, I thought what I have created there is another one that is called the Pipeline. That is for contributors only, and the Mailbag, that's also for contributors. And then I where is it? And then I created a voice channel where I thought maybe it's a good idea to just do the audio, so we could do audio and talk about stuff. Yeah. Or did I misinterpret this question? Okay. Yeah, Slack is chatting stuff. GitHub Desktop is a tool to work with GitHub repos. Yeah, quite convenient. Yeah. GitKraken, yeah, I have heard about that, but I never used it before. Yeah, guys, if you have questions, I'm through with this. So basically, everybody agreed, or you guys agreed, that it's a good idea to have this release structure on the repo of the cookbook, and only work on the not on the master branch, on the other branches. And so yeah, I'm going to do this and change it in the README. If you have some questions, just put them in here. We can talk about this stuff. If you have interesting questions, this could be fun. So, Pratama, please ask us. I have nothing to drink here. Okay. So many questions. Let us know them. Yep, Nick. I wanted to do Ni-Fi today, but I have to admit I was so busy with the whole podcast thing, and I think I also I need a few more days to do that, to get the podcast, the audio podcast, in order, and to have everything uploaded. So I'm hoping that we on the Monday, next Monday on the stream, I have some more stuff to show, and that we can already start. And maybe I have the Ni-Fi so far that we get data from Twitter, and that we can quickly set up a Kafka and let it run and have a local consumer where we look at the tweets to basically try out if this stuff works for the live streaming or for the live capturing of the data. I actually planned this for today, but couldn't get to it. Yeah. Okay. There are no more questions coming. Guys, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to do another half an hour or so, work on the podcast, and then I'm going to go to bed because it's 11:30. Yeah. Have a great weekend. I'll let you know when everything is up on the audio podcast. And yeah, always a good time. And then see you on Monday. Bye-bye.